7th of October. I've come down the allotment. It's the first time I've been down since I made the last video from here, which was probably about 3 weeks ago. I was hoping to get down beforehand, but we've had a lot of rain and the sun's been out today. It's a little bit wet, but it's not flooded. Just to see how things are. I've not particularly come down to do anything, but we'll have a look around because I need to actually pick my peas because my peas are ready. Some broccoli side shoots and probably try and take a bit of old foliage off at the bottom of some plants. So we'll have a look around so you can see where it's up to. I'll try and get this video uploaded as soon as possible. I've been having so much problems sort of like this last few months with my laptop. I think it's on its last leg, so every time I manage to get around to do a video and then it kind of frazzles it a bit, so I have to start opening up and try and cleaning it. So I could do with a new one really, but money's a bit tight, so that'll have to wait until I can afford it. But for now we'll just work with what we've got really and try and get them up as often as I can. So I'll take the camera and we'll have a look. Right, as you can see, these peas, I mean, just a couple of weeks ago they weren't even swollen, but some of them have gone a bit over, so they'll be fine. I'll use them as seeders for next year if need be, but I'll get a crop off them. Like I say, it's the second run of them. They went in quite late, later than they normally do, obviously because of the lag of the year, you know, it being a cold start and that. But, you know, bonus crop. Don't know where I'm going to put them, like, 'cause I've no freezer space left, to be honest, at the moment. But cauliflowers, I said I just need to get in because you saw these last time. I think all I'd done was the that bed over there in the last video. I'd been and taken the collie out of there. There's a lot of broccoli side shoots. So I'll keep them in until they stop, until I'm kind of ready to shut that bed down. But yeah, it's just this like lower foliage, and we'll get in, pull all that off. Probably put a few slug pellets in because now it's the time of year, it gets a bit damp. I can stop a few of the slugs from getting up inside the cauliflower, you know, the actual head when they form, which I think is any time now. And some, I can't remember which these were now, Optimist and Triumphant. Let's see, little white bit lurking there. So I think next week I'll be coming down and cropping some cauliflowers. Let's see, another one down in there, another one there. So they're doing all right. This is the second run of broccoli. Well, I suppose it's like the third run, but it's really the second main run anyway. Starting to get little heads in the middle now. This was onions originally, so they're sort out. And that Rigoletto, it's, you know, it's from a first sort of sowing that, and it's still standing. So it is good stuff. That you know, if you've got a good standing sort of a Savoy cabbage that you can start off early and harvest it early in the year, and obviously grow it a bit later, it stands well, and the heads haven't erupted. As far as I can see, nice tight heads. So I need to take them because there's nothing else going in this bed or that bed. It's time to start shutting things down now. There's nothing else going to be planted up here, and nothing else planted in the garden because I did have some spring greens and stuff, but I don't think I'm going to bother planting them. I just need to shut down and get on with a few jobs like decorating and stuff like that. But obviously these golden acre are blown. Well, I'd say these were just a sort of backup crop. There's just 4 in there. Probably one of them will do. There's these ones which are, I can't remember what you say, but Kilazole. That's it. I mean, they're probably ready. Look like a nice little tight head, so I'll be having a bit of an harvest at them. Yeah, January Kings. This one's gone massive. Don't know why. But well, we shall just see what happens with them. And these are the Tundra, I think. They're starting to form. These should stand. These are Sienna, obviously a few holes in them, slugs are getting in, so I need to nip that in the bud because I hate cutting into cabbages and finding slugs. So it's a bit of a clear up and pick some peas. Nothing else has changed. Say, because this is, you know, the old, and it always does, you start with the old mildew starts, you know, in the late season pickings, but I'll try and pop these open, one of these anyway, try and do it one-handed. You know, so decent sized pea, just borderline anymore, and I think they'll be tough as old boots. Like I say, it's a bonus crop. Asparagus is kind of doing its thing. Not as tall as usual, I'm not complaining like, but it needs to rough and brown off, because I need to concentrate on doing these raised beds, or raised bed, whichever I do here. I'll see how it goes. It might end up being into December or January, just depends. Because I've got quite a few things to be getting on with. So the gardening's going to take a bit of a back seat, and just sort of like picking, harvesting, and basically just having a bit of a rest gardening wise really, because I've gone mad this year and sort of had that much crop, but I can't complain, Sunflowers, I cut these heads off. I might leave them until next week. I'll probably see if I can get any. I mean, that one will probably dry and get some seed out of that fella up there. Well, there's a lot of them obviously been taken. Well, they've dropped all over the floor, but I've got the heads from home. So I'll probably end up with loads of sunflowers everywhere, but I smell as mice will eat them and all that lot, so I'll let them have them. And these are the old sweet corn plants. The cover's blown off a bit, so I'll just shove them under there for now. They're going to go in the bottom of the bed. I've had a bit of a clear up in the garden at home as well. I have got some footage of the garden. I'll try and wallop it together with stringing the onions and just some pottering around the garden. I'll try and find it on my laptop if I get it fired up again and get it uploaded. As I say, because my laptop's been down for a couple of weeks now. So I'm just hoping I can get this one edited and get it up, otherwise you'll be wondering where I've been. But yeah, it's just a technical glitch. So we'll get on with some harvesting and clearing, and we'll have a look at the end. So that's all the clearing done for today. I've had about, sort of a mad hour and a half clearing and cropping a few things. There's some peas that are still left that I might pick next week, or if they get a bit big, I'm not too worried because I need some seed for next year anyway. But I'll get the majority of them, I think. So I'll have a quick look round. So this has had a bit of a tidy up. There is some collie heads actually. I should really pick today because they're a bit exposed, but I'll leave them till next week and just see. So I've got rid of the bulk of the dead stuff. I don't know if you can see, so there's a cauliflower down there. That's probably 5-6 inches nearly. So I think it'll sit, at least another 4 or 5 days anyway. I've taken 2 of these Killer's All cabbage, like a small heart, nice and compact. They stand quite tall, they do, off the ground as well. Really a small head, but I do actually like them. They're quite a tidy little head on them, so we'll have a look at them in a minute. Broccoli side shoots, I've taken all them. Well, I missed one by the look of it, it can stay. There's a load of little tiny ones on there, so I should get another cut in a couple of weeks, and I'll probably think about shutting. As soon as these cabbage are done, I'll cut them off, and I'll clear this bed and top it up and probably put a cover on it. I had a tidy up in here, taking some of the lower foliage off, put some slug pellets underneath. It's quite dry under there, to be honest, because it's a hell of a canopy to catch the water. So lots of slugs under the lower leaves, and these were horrendous for slugs. So I've taken all the outer leaves off. There'll be slug ring tail, so I've got one. I might try a bit and see what it's like, but it's kind of blown a bit, the one I've taken. But Kane will eat them. So, but there's sienna. So I think they'd either be better off grown early in the season, for a summer cabbage, which I think they kind of are really. Summer, like probably early autumn's about the most. But they're quite a big heart, so they're quite low to the ground as well. To be honest, I mean a lot of the actual foliage is damped off underneath. So I've got some seeds left, so I might try some for an early season next year. And if it's still no good, then I won't bother with them again. But you have to do these things. You have to try. And now's the time when you can try things when you've had a good crop, and you're not kind of dependent on it. You can kind of experiment a little bit and try and push your luck. Oh, this broccoli's cleared. I've not put any pellets under there because you don't tend to get too much problems of slugs with broccoli. Well, I found anyway. They're quite tall, nice and clear underneath. Air can get through. The other thing this time you see is the light. Things obviously start slowing down, but this should be okay. Another probably three weeks, I reckon they'll be done. So I'm not going to bother with side shoots off these. I'll probably just take the heads, take the plants, cover the bed, and I've got, I think it's 3 the Rigoletto left. I'll just cut one, and it's in right mint condition, to be honest. So I'm doing them again next year. Because if I can sort of successionally sow them. I can sow them in groups of 4, and just dot them about here and there, and then you can kind of start harvesting them from June. I can't remember when these were sown. These were sown probably something like that, end of February, March. They've grown and they just sort of hold like that. They've not blown or erupted yet, so yeah, done all right. We handled the cold as well. They didn't really get too bothered by the cold April we had. So carry on growing them. So there's probably a few pods I've missed, but I mean obviously these have still got a bit of growing to do yet. So I'll see how they do next week. But obviously loaded with mildew now these. Just that time of year. So I've cut my sunflower heads off. So I'll cut them off. They're dropping seeds everywhere. There's a few raspberries. I'm not going to bother picking them. So I don't know what I'm going to do regarding them yet. I might dig them up because they've got a lot of little grubs all over the leaves, which are putting the holes in them. They're putting a bit of later foliage on now because the grubs have kind of eased off a bit, but it's all around the bottom end. You can see where they're a bit like a sawfly grub. They're just annihilating them, so I need to dig them up, put them somewhere, and then maybe replant them. Strawberries, they're not looking great, to be honest. They're going a bit pasty looking, so I need to consider a new strawberry bed at some point, and go from there. I'll try and take a couple of runners off these and replant them somewhere else next year. Right, so here's the crop. Not loads, but it's still a crop. So we've got these are the killers all. Nice little, really solid head. That it's like a massive Brussels sprout. That's the sienna, so it's got a big eruption there, but it's probably nice shredded. That's the Rigoletto, so it's great condition, firm. Over half a bucket of peas there, some broccoli slide shoots. Because a lot of people just cut the head off and take the plants out. But if you leave the, when you take the head off, it'll start producing loads of these for weeks after. So you're a bit tight on space. Just do a couple of plants, take the main head when that's ready, and just keep picking the side shoots and keep the old foliage cleared away as it starts to pale off and become less, not really used to the plant. And just try and get what you can off it until you've got something ready to fill its space. Right, that's it for this video. Just a quick update. As I say, I've got another video to upload, but it's just if I can access it. I said laptop problems, so I need to sort that. So what I'll probably do is I'll probably keep collecting a bit of footage as I go until I can sort something out or borrow someone's computer, to try and at least make the video on it. I'll try and do this one tonight and see how we get on and get them uploaded, and then I'll just collect some footage, and as I can get it up, I'll put them online. Like I say, so I mean the next one's probably not going to be. It's just going to be harvesting from now on, harvesting and clearing until I do them raised beds. If and when I do them, I don't know yet. I'll just see how long it is till the floods come. It has rained, but the paths aren't underwater yet. So I think I've still got about 4 weeks until it starts to get a bit sloppy. So I'll just see how I'm for time. I only need probably a good long day to do it. Because obviously I've got to clear them and then build the beds or bed and fill it up with all the compost and everything like that, and then just cover it over till next year. So I don't think I need any straw for it. I'm just going to fill it with all the compost. I've got all the stuff that I'm pulling out, and I'll just cap it with a bit of the stuff that I've got in the compost heap that's gone on all the other beds, just like council green waste. I'll just cap it with about 2 inch of that. So it'll be a lot higher than the actual bed's going to be, and then it'll just rot down, and then it'll probably sink. And then I'll probably plant straight into it in the spring. What? I don't know, because it'll probably be quite heavy nitrogen, because there's a lot of green compost waste, obviously all the cabbage tops, and there's the actual potato tops are all in there, so it's quite a sort of foliage-based compost, and not so much browns, but it'll come right. Whatever you put on the ground, it will always rot. Finished product's still the same, still turns to compost. So on that note, thanks for watching, take care, and I will see you in the next one. When that'll be, I don't know, as soon as there's anything to put up and I can manage to make the video, I will do. So take care, see you now, bye bye.